Yeah, I remember when I first realized that Dylan had AIDS. I was walking from Central Park South, where I resided, to the Windows on the World in the now destroyed World Trade Center. They could have avoided that whole World Trade Center thing if they would have realized that Rabbi Kahana's assassination was not a domestic criminal act, but an act of international terrorism. And they've investigated further. Plus, they had a snitch in that group, Imad Salim. This guy, Carson Dunbar, didn't like him, head of the FBI office, black dude. Head of New York's FBI office, pulled Salim out of the cell. And then after the World Trade Center bombing, put him back in the cell. In any event, I was walking to the World Trade Center, and I had been on the internet and seen some sites put together by gay people after Dylan had histoplasmosis, asking, you know, is Dylan gay, or, does Dylan have AIDS? Because they knew that histoplasmosis was a disease that was closely associated with people with low T cell counts. I remember when the AIDS thing first started, my customers would come around and they'd say, shit, I don't know what's wrong with me. You know, I'm getting this skin disease, I'm getting that disease. They told me to stay away. If I inhale pigeon shit, dry pigeon shit, I might die. Nobody knew what this was. So I had, checked that out. That put it, filed it in my brain. And then, I was listening to Time Out of Mind. And suddenly it dawned on me that all this fixation about death and this and that Dylan had HIV or AIDS. And then I started to put it together with songs like with the first album where he mentions it, World Gone Wrong. He sings the song, I Ain't Never Gonna Be the Same Again. And then the disease of conceit. There's a disease the doctors can't cure, turned into a piece of meat, comes out of nowhere. It ain't too discreet, the disease of conceit. So I look back and I realized that Dylan was HIV positive. He had disseminated histoplasmosis. That's the kind that it attacks many of your organs, and it attacked his heart. And he came really close to dying because the anti-AIDS wasn't manageable back then. It was a terminal disease. And to tell you the truth, when I first realized this, I began to cry. I actually cried. I felt sorry for the guy, contracting this awful nightmare of a disease, this incurable disease. Now he claims he has it under control. I wake up in the morning with this woman in my bed. Everyone says she's going to go to my head. Listen to that Nazi Weberman blowing off his steam, saying it's going to kill me dead, saying I'm going to eventually die of AIDS, HIV. Duquesne was a spy ring, a Nazi spy ring. The Duquesne spy ring. Duquesne was a Boer who, hated the British, so worked with the Nazis. Also a racist, South Africa type of racist. So that's what the Duquesne whistle is. And you can see the stalker getting kneecapped. It's me. Beaten up, kneecapped. Dylan walks over me in that video. What's it supposed to do? Nobody knows what's going on there. It's not going to demoralize me. I'm going to start worrying I'm going to be kneecapped by Bob Dylan. You can't, he's been telling people that, hey, he told us the rats. He says, people approach me all the time and say, you want me to beat up Weberman for you, I say, no. Also, he didn't more serious, but he didn't want to get the mob involved. Otherwise, he'd be paying them blackmail for the rest of his life.